Hey y'all, it's your girl Allie. It is like midnight. I cannot sleep. I need a freaking pickle. Pickles always make me feel better. So we're gonna put some lemon. My kids are sleeping and my husband's sleeping, so I'm gonna be quiet. We're gonna put some of Sky Mari's chamoy. We're gonna put some tahini. It has been a day. It has been a day. Let me take a bite. Some monumental things happened today for me. And mountains were moved for me in ways that I've never experienced before. I'm 30 and I've been on this journey of healing for like 10 years. But really for the past 5, really since my little one was born, I really struggled with my emotions. I really struggled with postpartum. I honestly had thoughts of like my kids being better off without me. And that terrified me because I know nobody's going to love my kids like me. So I had to share that with my nurses. And I had to get the help I needed because I didn't want to let that get a grasp of me. I didn't want to let that get a hold. I didn't want these thoughts to get the best of me. So I did the work and I went to therapy. And I saw a psychiatrist and a therapist regularly. And I did the things I needed to do to get myself better. And a lot of things came out in therapy that I was holding in that I never really dealt with. And I had some things happen to me when I was a kid that I never told anybody ever. My dogs are here. Say hi. Come here, Jane. I had some things happen to me as a kid that I never told anybody ever. And I knew my dad would kill him. And I just didn't feel safe telling anybody. So I kept it in. And a lot of stuff came out in therapy that I didn't realize was still holding a grasp on me. And I finally told some adults in my life. I told an adult in my life what happened to me when I was a kid. And the adults that I told did not handle it in a way that I would have liked. And it honestly made me feel like I was so glad that I never said anything as a kid. Because as an adult, you know, I kind of, like, I didn't need that support as, I felt like I didn't need that support. Let me say, I felt like I didn't need that support as a grown woman, like I would have as a kid. So I just told myself, thank God I didn't tell anybody. And I just kind of distanced myself from the family because this person was still coming around. So it naturally just pushed me away and I stopped coming around, and it kind of put a wedge into me and the family members that weren't around. That was 6 years ago when I said something. And so for all these years, I've just been trying to deal with it and understand that the adults in our lives weren't given the tools that they needed to handle it. And that's just a small thing that has happened to me. That's literally, it didn't even cause any trauma to me until after I told somebody and saw nothing happen. That's when it started really triggering me and having an effect. But I lost my dad and my brother in 2005 in 2 separate incidences. I was angry. I was hurt. I was just going through it as a teenager, and I was doing the best I could. And I thought that I could just keep everything in, smoke Mary Jane, and everything was going to be fine. So I was around this person my whole life. It wasn't a thing. I was used to it. I figured if I didn't tell anybody, it didn't happen. And I never told one person. So today I got the call and I had mountains moved for me, and word got spread somehow and the right people found out and made it to where I was able to be, where I was to be included in the family again. And I got a call randomly. I didn't expect it. I kind of thought it might have been a pocket call. And I, for once, felt valued. I felt important. And I felt validated. And it's in a way I've never felt in the whole 30 years of my life. I've been treated really poorly by people. I've allowed people to treat me really poorly as a teen. I was in a lot of abusive situations. And I know the adults in my life did the best they could. I always felt loved, but I don't think they had the tools they needed to build me up. And if you don't have a hammer, you can't build a house. So I grew up doing the best I could, just figuring it out, making mistakes. And I knew I always needed stability. I knew I needed security. So I worked and I got married at 19. And I'm so, 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 so blessed to have my husband. And I haven't felt valuable in a lot of relationships in my life. I'm a lot, you know. I have a reckless mouth at times. I'm from the Bay Area. I could be real hyphy, real quick. I will snatch up, okay? But I don't want to. I don't want to have to do that. I try so hard to avoid confrontation because I'm too grown for that. It's not worth it. I've learned that violence solves nothing. I've learned that I have more power over myself when I have self-control than when I let somebody take me out of character. And I know the people that helped raise me, because, you know, it takes a village. I know they did the best that they could. I always felt loved. I think the adults I had in my life just didn't know any better. They were never taught or shown, or when things happened to them, it wasn't handled properly. So I lost a lot of relationships over this, that I just couldn't respect them for the way they handled it. And now, after getting that phone call and having deep conversations and really talking, I really learned a lot about just generational trauma and generational curses. I was in a lot of abusive situations as a teenager, and I put myself through a lot of things that I wish I hadn't. And I didn't know any better, and I wasn't shown any better, and I did the best I could. So lately, I just feel so called by God. I was invited to church by a woman that I, at one point, wanted to snatch up. I wanted her head. I wanted blood. And to see the way that God has moved in her life, to see the changes she's made, she's grown so much. I respect her and admire her so much as a mom, as a woman. And she invited us to church. We've been going for the past few weeks, and I have been spoken to, like, there was a message about, there was a message about deciphering the bomb, and the bomb being your mouth. And my mouth could get real reckless, and I'm not proud of that. It's just the way I've had to be. It's the way I had to grow up. It's a dog world. If it's you or me, it's going to be you. Like, I was really fucked with and picked on, and I'm not no punk. So I had to kind of be a certain way to survive where I grew up. And that's just what it was. But I just feel so called, and I'm just on this huge journey of peace. So getting that call today, and I literally feel like a demonic spirit that has been wrapped around me my whole life was lifted. That situation has come in between a lot of my family members and I, and it's nothing that they did, it's just the situation. And I feel like I couldn't have them in my life because of what I'd been through, and I don't know. And so I'm just so thankful that person took the time to give me a call, and it really, really, really made a huge difference in my life. And you know, we talked about youth ministry and my testimony, and I've been through so much, and I've grew up so hard, and I've been through so much, and I literally, all my life, I just wanted stability. I literally just wanted to give my kids something that I never had. I'm gonna make this last bite good. And I just want to be a good role model. I don't want to be known as the one who fights and is always down to, you know, get into it. I want to be a good role model. And so we talked about youth ministry, and when I was younger, I went to school to be a probation officer or a social worker. But then I worked out of school for kids with disabilities. And then I ultimately went into real estate. And I've been working in real estate for about 4 years. So I've just been busy healing, living my life. And I don't know. It's just been a roller coaster. And today I just got all the validation I've ever needed. I feel like I always needed to get, like, I went through therapy and I figured it out on my own, how to get the validation that I never thought I was going to get. And I had to heal on my own. And today was just like a healing. Today was just a healing that I never knew I needed. And I got the call that I always needed. And I was able to call family members that I've kind of distanced myself from, who mean the world to me, because of this situation. And I was able to say, I do not want these generational curses to affect our relationship. I don't want our past traumas to be the reason why we can't have a relationship. And I told them that I love them and that they mean the world to me. And not being in my life is killing me. So today was just a huge healing day for me out of nowhere. And I'm just on this huge journey of peace. And the way I've been going to church, and I feel like God's been moving in my life, and then to get this call, and I just feel so strong. And I pray that I can receive whatever calling God is reaching out for me. I pray that I can live to please Him, and I want to give my life to the Lord. And I just feel like I have a story I have to tell, and I just feel like I just want to be me. And I want for once to be accepted for me, and I want to be celebrated. I don't want to go anywhere that I'm just tolerated. I want to be celebrated. So I pray to break these generational chains of addiction and trauma and anger and everything. And I pray for my children and this next generation. I want to pray that you have healing too. And I pray that we grow up and we raise our kids to be better than us and to be better what we've been shown. And I pray to heal all of my grandmas and my great grandmas and my moms and my aunts in the world that have been holding on to trauma their whole lives. And I pray for that we are just letting it go. Let's just let it go and move on and heal, and let's be healthy. Let's stand up for ourselves. Let's stand up for the weaker. Let's stand up for our daughters. Let's not look the other way anymore. Let's not brush things under the rug. Let's do the right thing and show this next generation that they are valued and they are worth it. And I'm just so thankful. And I just praise God, and I feel so blessed. And I just wanted to come and share that this is a huge thing for me. And it's something that I feel like I've needed my whole life. And I finally got what I always needed. And it feels so good. And I pray that you get that too. I hope you have a great day tomorrow, and I have a big day, and I'm praying that I have a huge event tomorrow, and I'm praying. It goes good. Right? It goes good. God bless. Let's heal.